This is your forecast first on WSLS 10, sponsored by Richfield Retirement.
It felt more like the dead of winter today than springtime. Temperatures only in the 30s right now. 30 degrees in Blacksburg, 36 in Roanoke. We're at 42 degrees in Martinsville and only 22 degrees in Hot Springs. Your forecast first, 36 right now. Total sunshine, 28 degrees at 11 p.m. 24 when you wake up tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock and only into the low 40s tomorrow by lunchtime, but lots of sunshine. We'll talk about when we start to warm things up coming up in just a little bit. WSLS 10 at 6 starts right now.
This is WSLS 10 at 6.
Pray that when people release these balloons, they will remember his life.
Now at 6, the Dublin community comes together to honor Noah Thomas. How the 5-year-old boy is being remembered today. And Amanda Knox is finally free. The emotional things she gave to friends, families, and supporters. And the Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets takes part in the annual tradition, how the winners of today's drill competition will be honored. Good evening and thanks for joining us for WSLS at 6. I'm Rachel Lucas. The community is coming together to remember the life of 5-year-old Noah Thomas. Noah went missing last week in Pulaski and was later found dead in a septic tank. WSLS 10's Duke Carter was at the community gathering this afternoon. Duke, this is tragic news that just has really devastated the entire community. How many people were at today's event?
Yeah, it's definitely tragic news, and about 75 to 100 people attended the rally, or the gathering, I should say, at Randolph Park in Dublin. They released dozens and dozens of blue balloons because blue, well, was Noah's favorite color. And while many of the people that I spoke to are devastated to learn about Noah's passing, they are glad to know that he's in a better place now. On a bright, brisk, windy Saturday morning, this group is working hard to make sure people have some balloons to remember Noah Thomas.
Hold the balloons, I got this.
Nearly 100 people, including little kids who knew Noah, came out to show their support.
How do you feel being here today?
Good.
Good.
Brevin Zorkman went to school with Noah. He came today with his Spider-Man balloon for his friend. Brevin says the one thing he'll miss about Noah is playing with him.
The swing.
Father God, I ask that you touch Noah's family and put a blanket of peace and comfort around them.
Tanya White organized the event, and White hopes much of the frustration and anger in the community will be gone now the balloons have been released.
I feel like there needs to become healing to the community just because of the hurt, the anger, the fear.
He's not suffering. He's in the arms of Jesus Christ.
After people said a prayer for Noah, the sky was filled with dozens of balloons. People who attended today's gathering hope children know Noah is now resting peacefully.
I hope they can take away from this that, yes, something tragic has happened, but they can take away from it knowing that, yes, Jesus is their comforter.
A comforter who will ease Brevin's pain.
I will miss you.
Yeah, he'll definitely be missed by people in that community there. But the organizer of the event, Tanya White, hopes that people will stop spreading rumors about Noah, that eventually they'll wait until the investigation is finished before people can make any judgment. And she also hopes that the family will get closure. In the New River Valley, Duke Carter, WSLS 10.
New this hour, Roanoke police are investigating a shooting that left one dead and another injured. It happened around 3:30 this morning on Ordway Drive Northwest. Police say they were responding to a call when they found a man and woman in the parking lot with apparent gunshot wounds. Both were taken to Carilion Roanoke Memorial, where the man later died. Police say detectives are currently interviewing people in the area and looking for leads. And if you have any information, you're asked to call police. Well, Amanda Knox is officially free after Italy's highest court ruled evidence did not support her conviction in the murder of Meredith Kircher. The new ruling strikes down the guilty verdict handed down last year by a Florence appeals court and brings the 8-year case to a close.
I'm incredibly grateful for what has happened, for the justice I've received, for the support that I've had from everyone, from my family, from my friends, to strangers, to people like you. You saved my life, and I'm so grateful. And I I'm so grateful to have my life back.
Another man has been convicted of Kircher's murder. He's serving a 16-year sentence. A Boston police officer is fighting for his life after being shot in the face during a traffic stop last night. Investigators say the suspect in the shooting stepped out of a car and shot Officer John Moynihan just below his right eye. A woman caught in the gunfire was shot in the arm. Officers returned fire and killed the suspect. Moynihan is a former Army Ranger who served in Iraq. In May, he was honored at the White House for his role in the aftermath of the Boston bombing marathon. A mass was held in a town near the site of Germanwings plane crash to honor the victims and support their families. Investigators believe the flight's co-pilot intentionally crashed a plane into the French Alps on Tuesday, killing all 150 people on board. The plane's wreckage remains scattered on the mountainside. Investigators and members of France's emergency services are still searching for bodies and the second black box flight recorder. Our weekend is off to a chilly start here in the Star City. For what to expect this evening, let's check in with meteorologist Alan Ogles. Toxic emissions in Virginia increased in 2013 for the first time in 7 years. A report from the Department of Environmental Quality shows factories and power plants released about 36 million pounds of potentially dangerous chemicals in 2013. That's a 10% increase over the 32.7 pounds released in 2012. Agency officials say an increase in factory and power plant production likely caused a spike in pollution. A new Virginia law cracks down on the sale of dogs raised in puppy mills. Under the new regulations, Virginia pet stores will not be allowed to get puppies from puppy mills. The law also restricts selling dogs and cats at flea markets, parking lots, and rest stops. Virginia is the third state to pass restriction on puppy mills and outdoor pet selling. Virginia Tech Corps cadets are competing for bragging rights for the upcoming year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The cadets held their annual Jaffe Squad drill competition. Each cadet company will consist of a junior class cadet commander, 2 sophomore class cadets serving as squad leaders, and 8 freshman cadet squad members. Judges checked cadets' uniforms and rifles were also inspected, and then the team performed the marching portion of the competition.
Yeah, setting the standards and just judging, it's pretty humbling being in this position now.
It definitely makes you think about your own standards and keeping your own standards up and, really checking yourself.
All winners will be recognized at the annual Virginia Tech Corps Cadets Military Awards ceremony on April 23rd. Well, it's been an exciting day for the WSLS 10 staff.
The Superior Award goes to John Carlin,
That's John Carlin there. WSLS 10 was the most honored television station in the Roanoke-Lynchburg market at the 2015 Virginia's Associated Press Broadcasters Awards. Anchor John Carlin was awarded Best News Anchor, and the WSLS 10 weather team earned Best Weathercast. Sports Director John Appicello earned the Meritorious Award for Best Sportscaster, and the station earned 3 meritorious honors for our coverage of the Lynchburg train derailment. We are absolutely humbled by these honors and are proud to be serving Southwest Virginia. Well, it might not feel like spring just yet, but it's never too early to get a jump on spring cleaning. Coming up in your WSLS 10 Consumer Watch, how to clear your digital clutter without all the stress.
Coming up tonight, new details about the co-pilot who flew that German airliner into the French Alps. And with her long legal drama now over, we'll hear from Amanda Knox after she heard the final not guilty verdict in her murder case. And finally, how a simple test using flashcards is helping determine if young athletes have suffered concussions. We'll have it all when we see you coming up right here on NBC Nightly News.
And when you see news happening, we want to hear from you. Call us at 1-800-CNews or email us digital pictures to news@WSLS.com. And you can even Facebook us at WSLS10 or tweet us at WSLS. Now to a WSLS Consumer Watch. Spring cleaning may have you sifting through your closets and garages. It's a chance to get rid of items you may not need anymore, but you might be overlooking digital clutter you face every day. Jenna Zipton explains.
An overstuffed inbox can be overwhelming, but it's not insurmountable.
There's a lot you can do to declutter your devices and your online services, and that can really help declutter your mind.
If email overload is stressing you out, a service called Unroll.me could help. The free service consolidates your email subscriptions.
That might be newsletters, promotional emails, updates from Facebook, anything.
You can unsubscribe from what you no longer want, but whatever you keep is combined into just one daily email. Spring cleaning can also be a time to get another part of your digital life in check.
Your social media feeds can also get full of posts from people or pages that just aren't relevant to you anymore.
On Facebook, if you don't need to see posts from a certain friend, you can choose to unfollow them without the sting of unfriending them. Also, check the brand pages you're subscribed to and what apps have access to your data. If your smartphone is lagging, photos and videos eating up storage might be the cause. But before you start deleting content from your gadgets,
you should consider backing up all of those photos and videos, which are very data heavy, to either a cloud service, to an external hard drive, or maybe to your computer.
That's likely an idea that's good for any season. Jenna Zipton, WSLS 10.
Let's get a quick check of the weather, Alan.
And your record low temperatures for tonight, Rachel, but a warm-up is on the way. We'll talk about that with your 7-day forecast right after the break.
I think I just got spoiled by all the warm weather.
Yeah, and if you planted any of those veggies, maybe some of those tomato plants already a little early for that, you want to cover them up. You'll lose them tonight.
That's definitely good advice. All my little Easter lilies were all flopped over today, all sad.
Yeah, I think the daffodils should be okay.
Cold day for race fans, too.
Yeah, I don't know anything about flowers, but I know a little bit about racing. We're going to take a look at the truck series. The finish there was excellent today, and Chase Elliott, he's in the show. We're going to hear from the driver of the 25 making his first Sprint Cup Series start coming up next in sports.
Now, WSLS 10 Sports from the Blue Ridge Honda Sports Corner.
So tomorrow you're heading back to Martinsville, where all the race fans are in Southwest Virginia and across the country, really.
Yep.
Big old race. So I've enjoyed watching your Facebook feeds, Twitter, so.
We will have a crew there updating everything for you, so, you know, our Facebook and Twitter pages are the spot to be if you can't be at the track or in front of the TV. So keep up with us. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jonathan. Stay with us. We'll be right back. The world's only panda triplets are entering a new phase of their lives. Check this out. The 8-month-old cubs are switching to solid foods. It's a pretty big deal. So far, their diet has been strictly controlled, but workers at the Southern China Zoo say they're ready to start eating bamboo. The booth says the pandas now weigh about 40 pounds each, and they're very healthy and super cute. So
still a bear. Still vicious.
They don't look vicious. I think,
yeah, they're having fun.
I just imagine them being cuddly, but I don't think that's the case.
All right, it's cold for pandas. Anybody outside tonight into the teens and lower 20s tomorrow. 52 degrees, lots of sunshine, some showers tomorrow night and early Monday.
All right, so warmer jackets for just a little bit longer, and we'll see you back here at 11.
It's 10 o'clock. Time for your first news. The Fox 2127 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Lucas. Roanoke police are investigating a crash that left 2 people dead this afternoon. It happened around 4 p.m. in the 2300 block of Electric Road. A car heading south crossed the median, hitting another car driving in the northbound lane. The driver and the passenger in the first car, 86-year-old Betty Black and 88-year-old William Black, died at the scene. The driver of the second vehicle was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. A local police officer and a person in the officer's custody are injured after a crash involving a Roanoke County police car. Roanoke County police say it happened just after 11 last night on Route 220 near the Exxon station. Police say an SUV merged into a lane, clipping the police car. The officer was transporting a person at the time. Their injuries are minor. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio says a Brooklyn fire that killed 7 children from the same family is an unbelievable tragedy. The blaze took the lives of 3 girls and 4 boys, ages 5 to 16, and left their mother and another child in critical condition. Now the mayor says every New Yorker feels the family's pain.
I look at this as a parent right now. I can only imagine what the father is going through, and we all have to be there to support him. We all have to pray for the mother and the daughter who's still alive and hope they make it through. We have to be there for this family.
De Blasio also praised firefighters who were on the scene in less than 3.5 minutes. The bar where a University of Virginia student's bloody arrest was caught on camera Tuesday night responds to the incident. The statement issued by Trinity Irish Pub called reports that 20-year-old Martise Johnson was belligerent towards the bar's management patently untrue. It also said allegations that Johnson was not allowed to enter the bar because of his race were false. Instead, they say he was turned away because they believed he was using a fake ID. Trinity says it's cooperating with state police in the investigation into Johnson's arrest. The search for a missing Norfolk teen continues. Search and rescue teams looked for Angelica Hatzel in the South Battlefield Boulevard area of Chesapeake. Family and friends say the search began Thursday following a tip about clothing on the side of the road. They say law enforcement was on the scene until late last night, bagging evidence and taking photographs. Hatzel was last seen on March 2nd at her parents' home in Norfolk. If you have information, you're asked to call police. Delegate Joe Morrissey says he will likely announce plans to run for state senate Wednesday. The delegate said a mayoral run is also a possibility, as well as a run for Senate Rosalynn Dance's seat. He says he won't make any official announcements until next week. Morrissey is currently facing forgery and perjury charges. His next court date is set for next month. Now, we had a beautiful start to our weekend here in the Star City, and for more on your forecast, let's check in with meteorologist Alan Ogles. All right, thanks, Alan. People with different skill sets are coming together for a good cause in Christiansburg today. Volunteers taking part in Make a Mark worked for 12 hours to design websites for local nonprofit groups. Fox's Duke Carter was in Christiansburg today and has more on the event.
12 groups are dedicating their time and creating things like web designs as well as materials that the nonprofits can use. And workers that I spoke to, those workers who are volunteering their time, say, well, this is one way they can give back to the community. This group of 3 are busy making final touches for a nonprofit's website.
With a logo on top, and it either needs to be white or pink.
They're working furiously, from designing a new logo to logging in HTML coding for the website to work.
We've got a video on the main page and we're trying to overlay the logo, so he's working on changing the color for it and I'm working to change the hue of the video.
They're one of 12 groups who are trying to make a mark. It's where each group will create materials that a nonprofit is in need for free. Things like a website, furnishing materials, flyers, and even social media campaigns.
It's so important for these nonprofits to give these resources because they may not have the time or the availability or the staff members to create the resources.
This is the most awesomest. I love it.
Kim Brodish is with Girls Rock Roanoke. It's a nonprofit that inspires girls to get empowered for a week, and at the end of the week, the girls pick up instruments and rock out. Brodish says the nonprofit is completely volunteer-based, so having extra help to redesign a website helps tremendously.
So to have outside help, for us to have men be able to participate behind the scenes of our camp is really important. It's great to have community at all levels, of all ages, of all walks of life come together to make Girls Rock happen.
Which puts a smile on these volunteers' faces.
Really good. I've never done this before, but I'm glad to be a part of this.
This is the first year organizers with Make a Mark actually organized the event, and they plan to have another one next year. In Christiansburg, Duke Carter, Fox 21 27 News.
Students and community members came together in Blacksburg to fight the Mountain Valley Pipeline.
Let's go walking through the chestnut trees.
Speakers from different organizations spoke at the rally to raise awareness about the dangers of the pipeline. They claim there won't be as many jobs and the pipeline's construction could hurt the environment. People who attended say they want others to be educated about the pipeline.
We hope that they will learn how to submit comments, learn about some of the issues involved, and become more active in the issue itself in resisting the Mountain Valley Pipeline.
Like natural gas is really good for energy, but coming through our town, it's going to displace certain communities and also pollute the environment.
Now, this was the first rally held in Blacksburg near Virginia Tech's campus. Organizers say they plan to have more rallies in the future. Also today in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech's alumni, students, and visitors are learning more about important energy resources on campus. Energy experts spoke on 5 different panels like carbon management and renewable energy as part of the Drill Field series, What Fuels Our Planet. The goal is to learn more about the impact alternative resources have all over the world.
If you have clean energy, improved energy production, that's going to impact things like poverty, population, sustainability of all nations in the world.
This evening, students also presented clean energy business projects. Kids are excited to be making a difference in their community as part of National Boys and Girls Club Week. Each day next week, club members will do a good deed for the community. Some are planning performances and special visits to local nursing homes, while others will be volunteering at homeless shelters to help feed the hungry. Giving back is an important value the Boys and Girls Club hopes to instill in their children.
So it's very important for us to let the kids know how important it is to give back to their community, that you can't just live here for free and take. You have to give back.
Just help people, reach out to the community to see for people who are in need.
The Boys and Girls Club is also asking for community volunteers to get in on the action. Club volunteers are needed from 4 to 6 p.m. every weekday. Now, if you're running out of time to catch one sweet festival in Highland County, what the county's annual Maple Festival offers its thousands of visitors each year. And sweet treats are also drawing visitors to the Virginia Museum of Transportation. How many vendors turned out for a special tasting event today? There's still time to take part in this year's Maple Festival in Highland County. Each year, thousands travel to see the opening of the local maple trees and observe the process of making maple syrup. Now, there are craft fairs in town and sugar camp tours throughout the area that provide a unique and educational experience that portrays a rapidly vanishing way of American life. Tim Duff runs one sugar camp with his family using century-old methods to make the syrup.
You go from the congestion, so to speak, of the town, then you get out here, you see your sheep, your cattle, you see an old-fashioned way of doing something. It's a well worth trip.
The Maple Festival continues through the rest of the weekend. Today's beautiful weather was perfect for enjoying drinks and treats at iHeartRadio's Sips and Sweets Tasting. The Salem VA Credit Union sponsored the event at the Virginia Museum of Transportation. More than 20 vendors offered samples of everything from wine and craft beer to specialty coffee and pastries.
It's a great facility for an event like this, and the goal behind the iHeartRadio, iHeartMedia events is to partner with community organizations. And this brings traffic to the museum that might not come on an average Saturday.
In addition to drawing Saturday crowds, the cost of admission also went back to the museum. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Your forecast is up next.
Warm weather tomorrow.
Well, at least we have one more day of it then.
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much, Alan. And speaking of sports, March Madness, warm weather, what's going on in your world?
We have Kentucky, Cincinnati to show you, also UVA and Kurt Busch. He's back from suspension. He's faster than ever. We're going to take you out to Fontana, California and hear from the pole sitter. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
stay with us because we're going to have more of this when you come back. Well, today is a very special day for a Salem family who's celebrating a big milestone for their family of 4 members. Jonathan and Joanna Heaps are celebrating their birthday of their quadruplets. That's right, quadruplets, 4 of them. Here are some pictures of the quads. Carter, Wyatt, Olivia, and Jackson were born on Friday, March 21st of last year after the couple decided to try in vitro fertilization. The family celebrated with a birthday party today. Wow, 4 beautiful children. Well, can you imagine?
No.
You know, you find out you're having a child and then whoop, there's 4.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, that seems super exciting. Now I say that now, you know, and I don't have children.
A
so.
day afterwards, you're like, whoops.
Whoops.
Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday,
That's
absolutely.
Amazing. All right, your 7-day forecast, a good day tomorrow. 64 degrees, some high clouds around, 52 on your Monday. Back to the mid-50s for Tuesday. We're dry, but then showers arrive Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, and temperatures cool down by next weekend. Back into the 40s, so spring up and down. That's what we see.
All right, well, thank you so much, Alan. Definitely good weather for those 4 sweet babies' birthdays. That's all the time we have now. We'll see you back here tomorrow.